Alright y'all, welcome back, and it all comes down to this. I think this will be our last special encounter video for the rare spawns for our solo night challenge. Now, we are in Balias, Swale, so how do you get this encounter to spawn? Well, you need to come from Golgotha Gallows, and kind of like the Thieves' Den, there's no nodes here, there's no vendors here on this node, so there's really no point of returning here, so you really have to be, I guess, one of those people that were looking for rare encounters to even try this out. But what makes this encounter so special? Well, we are fighting the mighty Tiamat. This is the tier 3 Hydra, and this thing is a nasty, nasty beast. Similar to the greater Hydra that we fought last time, which that was a headache, they have Tri-Flame there. So, we took, let me move myself down, we took the Flame Shield to mitigate this, because this will just absolutely destroy you if it hits you twice or something like that, because their magic power up there is 30, their physical is 36. But you also notice here, they don't have like a regular attack. They can counter you and attack you, but all of the abilities that they're going to have available to them during their turn are all magic based. So the Flame Shield, it's going to cover this Tri-Flame here. But they also have Tri-Thunder. So that's something we're going to have to account for. On top of that, they have Tri-Breath. This is a magic-based ability, but we cannot mitigate it because it's based off of our maximum HP. This thing hits pretty hard. He only does it, or they only do it in close range. It's not like Tri-Flame or Tri-Thunder here, where they can do it from a good range of distance. They basically have to be in melee range to use this, and it hurts. We gotta account for that. And also, they are one of the rare monsters, I think one of two, that at level 99 they hit the 999 health cap for regular enemies in this game. Oh, so we do have our work cut out for us. They also have 14 speed. Pretty fast. What else is going on in this fight? Well, they do have a red chocobo, and they have a marble too, and then they have another chocobo up there. I think those three are actually random monster spawns, so I think they could have been a red chocobo. God, that would have sucked. I'll just straight up say that. But there's also another Tiamat up here. We have two of these enemies to deal with. How are we going to do that with our knight? Well, we are going to be using the terrain to our advantage. Like I said, that Tri-Breath, they can't do it at range. They kind of got to do it in melee range. And height also has to be taken into effect. This little center here might be our safe space from those. But let's not forget about the black chocobo here. These things do a lot of physical damage with their chocobo pellets. That's not great. The yellow chocobo, just for healing, which can also be annoying. What else have they got? The Marlboro, honestly, not as dangerous in other Final Fantasies. A little more tame, so I'm actually not too worried about them. Although, on this map here, they the water here, the depth of 2. This can sink your character, so they can't do anything. We need to be careful about that, but the Marlboro ignores all that. So that's something else to take into account. I think we'll actually start over here on a more level terrain, and let's build out our knight. Now, this is like the paladin setup that we went into last fight with and that we won. God, that was a trial right there. There are some other ways that I think we could have beaten that fight. Now that I've gotten some feedback on it and you guys have commented, one of them. Let's talk about samurai for a bit. Now, I don't think I would have taken samurai anyways, but their Ido katana abilities here, something like Kiramori, this can give you shell and protect instantly. This would have been pretty good. Murasame here, this can heal you, so that'd be a nice way to get those two things going. But something like Masamune here, which gives you regen in haste. Oof, that's really good. Except for we put these equipment rules in effect with this solo challenge where we only get one of these during the story. And so at any point during the challenge, if this thing breaks, and these higher tier katanas have a higher chance of breaking, that would have been it for it. So I wouldn't count that as reliable, but if we didn't have that nerf in place for ourselves, Yeah, I think Samurai as a secondary job would be really good. Most of the times I don't recommend Samurai too often. It's because these Samurai swords breaking, it can just get very expensive, especially if you're somebody who's just trying to just play through the story and not really kind of going crazy into the sandbox like we are. It can just get expensive with Samurai here. But this, I think, would have been another good path. One we're going to go down, I think we're going to keep most of this equipment. We're going to change up white magic, and I think we'll try the Mana Shield Mana Font combination. So let's first put that on. Mana Shield Mana Font. So our movement is going to be pretty bad. But that's okay because with Arts of War, if we nuke a target speed, we can kind of compensate for that. As far as our supportability. So that's the Chocobo, the Black Chocobo, that's what I'm most concerned about. I think we take Defense Boost because that is a physical attack, even though Chocobo pellets kind of look magical, but no, it's physical based. And then instead of white magic, actually, we haven't accounted for something. So we have Tri-Flame, right? We have that covered. No problem. What about Tri-Lightning? We got a solution for that. Kind of, again, that last fight really had me digging into the sandbox as far as like, what equipment is available and am I missing something? And the answer is yes. Yes, I am. So we are going to be taking, let's look over here, the rubber boots, which funnily enough, I made a point to mention in like our Let's Play about when these came up. But we're taking these because immune to lightning damage. This is a huge swing of defense in our favor that is going to keep those Tiamats basically at bay, and they won't be able to nuke us because the lightning we have covered. They won't target us with it. And then also the shield, flame shield here, they won't target us with that either. We just need to be careful about our positioning. And that's why we're taking defense boost, because that Chocobo, that black Chocobo, is going to be our biggest issue. Now, if it was a red Chocobo, thank God it's not, we would take like magic defense boost instead. But we're not out of the water yet, because the Tiamats there, their counter is a very powerful physical hit, as in they could one-shot us. And in that counter state, I don't think Mana Shield actually procs. Or if it does, it's not 100%. Now, if it's their turn and they actively hit us, Mana Shield's going to come through for us every time. Not worried about that. But it's getting up there into physical range that I am worried about. But I think we're going to have... So we need to whittle them down is what I'm trying to get to. There's a couple ways I think we could do it. I think we could take a crossbow, actually, because with a crossbow, you can use your shield. So that would give us a range, or a way to use our range, and just basically kite them and do damage that way. I think that would actually be a very reliable way of beating this fight. But we're going to go another route. One of you mentioned Steel. And just using Steel Heart with Thief. Now, I don't even have it learned. Here we go. Steel Heart. I think we're going to try to steal the red or the black Chocobo's heart, have them join our side, and then use their Chocobo pellets on Tiamat. And then if we can charm a Tiamat, we'll be in good shape. Now, there is a little RNG nature when it comes to stealing hearts, but I think we have enough survivability to have this proc in our favor. The odds are in our favor, so they say. I think this is the setup we're going to go with. And cross my fingers, this doesn't turn into another death montage, because, guys, that last fight really did put me through the ringer. Now, we're obviously going to get our turn first, and unfortunately, we don't have white magic. We don't have something that we can buff ourselves with while we're waiting, but notice where we are in the turn order next. We're at turn 6. I don't really point this out too often, but if you just wait, we got bumped down to 4. We actually got another turn in before the black Chocobo. Waiting does basically doesn't use any like CT, or it doesn't use as much CT. Basically, your turn will come back quicker, is what I'm trying to get to. We could actually do that again. And we are going to wait for the black Chocobo to come to us. Let's see how much damage they're doing. 319. That's a lot of damage. Luckily, our shield is giving us some evasion, but if he gets through our actual evasive shield, Mana Shield's there to absorb that shot for us. So that's really good. Those white dragons are coming in. what we can do now, let's try to charm him. What is the range on charm? Okay, pretty good, pretty good. Or Steelheart, I should say. But it gives you, it applies the charm effect. And then what are the chances of charming this thing? 59. That's pretty good. And we got him. Sweet. Alright, we're in good business. Now this Chocobo is going to try to come up and hit us. 118 damage, 62%. Shield comes through for us. Even if the shield didn't come through, Mana Shield would have taken care of it. I'm interested. What is this Tiamat going to do? Are they going to nuke that black Chocobo? No, okay. Okay, interesting. They didn't even want to try to kill the black Chocobo. Ooh, so now we can kind of spiral this into our favor. Because we could steal... Alright, that's only 45% chance. Not too worried about the yellow Chocobo, but we do need to eventually deal with it. I want to wait till the Tiamat's a little bit closer. I don't want to move into range of them before we're ready. I think I will just try to charm this Chocobo. Or... Let's hit him. That counter. Okay, we blocked it. I wanted to see if Mana Shield would proc for that. But we blocked it anyways with our shield, so that is always something that can happen for us. Black Chocobo is going to go over there. Yes. Good bird. Very good bird. Haha. Feeling a lot better about this fight than I did last time. Alright, let's see how much. 382 with Tri-Breath. Remember, we can't evade it, and I don't think we can nuke its stat down either. We might try that later. Let's try stealing its heart, see what we got here. 73% chance. Alright. I think we're in business here. I think we already have the winning formula. Thank you. Whoever commented about, hey, you should try Steelheart. Now, do I think Steelheart... Let's see how much damage they do to each other. I want them to take each other out, essentially. Okay. But thank you whoever who recommended Steelheart in last video. Thank you so much. Now, would it have worked in last video? I don't know. Maybe if we could get it to snowball, but the problem with last fight, or I'd say the biggest challenge, was there were so many high tier enemies that we had to deal with that something like Mana Shield, Mana Font, I don't think it would have held up unless we had like really good positioning, but then there's always a chance of getting stuck or surrounded where we couldn't move, and then that Mana Shield, Mana Font, not going to do anything for us. I think it could have worked. It's just we got it to work on our own way essentially. So I'm happy we did. I don't want to have to do that fight again right now. Let's try Steelheart on the other one. 73%. They're both. We have synergy with both of them as far as our zodiac symbols. That's good news. Who goes first? You do. Let's try to steal your heart again. Got him. We're getting very lucky here. This is what we wanted. Try Thunder, baby. This thing's dead now. That's one down. Now, on top of him being charmed, I think we can use Arts of War on him and take out his stats. So we got an 84% chance. That's pretty good. We missed. Okay, but I think if we would have hit them, they still would have been charmed because we're not doing physical damage. Oh, is he going to take them both out? Try Thunder again. It's nice when Try Thunder's on your side. Oh, yes. Good deal. This fight's already in the bag. All right. We still want to take out their power. Power is the biggest. Is going to be the biggest issue when it comes to these guys because of their ability to counter us like this. 550 damage, and our Mana Shield did not proc. So that's what I was worried about. And it didn't take off Charm. So that worked for us too. Yes, take them all out for us. And the only way we can heal ourselves, by the way, is with a crystallized enemy. So that is another thing we need to be very careful of. Because now we can't get in close with them without risking getting ourselves killed. Now we can steal their heart again and kind of make sure that Charmed stays up. Tiamat's going to take him out. Well, going to try to. RNG not in their favor. And we're gonna hang around and see if we can get a crystallization. There we go. We're gonna take that health. So here's what I'm thinking how we take out the last enemy once they finish what they're doing over there. I think we have to take out its power by a lot, because that's going to be the only way that the Tiamat can basically hit our HP. Because we're always going to have like turn order advantage, where even if they take down our mana shield, unless somehow they like box us into a corner, but we'll always be able to move and get mana shield back up for Tri-Breath. But we won't be able to always mitigate the physical damage again, because we have no way to heal ourselves. So we need to really just, again, take down the power, have them counter us with like 2 HP. Why are you running so far away? So let's kind of show that off. Let's get him up close to us. I'm not too worried about him. Well, actually, what I am worried about now that I'm thinking about it. Him using Tri-Breath on us. He's just taking a sweet-ass time to get to us. Him using Tri-Breath. Because it's going to take down our shield, right? And then us going up there and getting hit with a physical attack. And that would actually... That's not going to end it for us, but that's going to hurt. Now what I can do is actually charm him. Because then he's not gonna use Tri-Breath on us. And then we get another turn. Let's do that. He's charmed. And now we can hit him, and then he'll stay charmed. Yes. We miss. God, that's fine. What is our support ability? Oh, it's magical defense. I'm wondering, like, should we have taken concentration instead? No, I think what we did is fine. I think this is the winning formula. We just have to play smart. And now we can kind of talk about what we're going to do after this challenge. I'm going to be careful here. Take that out. 400. God, you do so much damage, my friend. Ooh. Very nice. So because he's charmed, he sees that I'm hurt. I mean, he's the one who hurt me. But look at all that healing, baby. Okay. Wow. This really worked out in our favor. Could we have done this last fight as far as like any of this setup? No, it would have been a hellscape. This is much easier because of the trial that we went through yesterday. Whew, okay. So we got to keep going for the power though. Because what we're most worried about is his counter. But as far as the challenge is concerned and playing another job, that is a tall order. I think if we did, it would have to be just doing, I would say, like the most difficult rare encounters. So something like the Monster Blitz, that would be on the table. But I don't think we'd need to like revisit the calculator fight. That thing was just more annoying than anything. And honestly, the Ninja and the Samurai fight, when I first thought about this challenge, I was like, the Ninja and the Samurai fight are going to be the worst. Just because those are two pretty powerful jobs, and there's just a lot of enemies. But those actually went over pretty easy. And it was the Monster Blitz one that actually, and then the gun one as well, that kind of gave me a run for my money. So there goes our mana shield again. Let's focus up here for a second. Let's try to steal your heart. So that is we're succeeding that a lot more often than the percentage would apply, because I don't know about you guys, whenever I see like a 70 or an 80% and when I'm going for an enemy, I feel like I just always miss, or they always evade or block, whatever. So the fact that ours are actually going through, pretty good. And even if they weren't going through, as I'd say, like as often as they are for us, I think the setup we have here is still pretty safe because we get so many turns. Let's keep nuking your damage, and let's take a look of how much power you have. God, you still have a lot of power. Again, we're just really worried about him countering us. But so, if we did another job for this challenge, I think taking Monk, I'd be comfortable with. Or no, I say comfortable, but I like the Monk job enough. And then Archer, I think, would be a really fun one, because Archers, they get shields again with crossbows. So I think a fight like this would actually, an Archer could reliably defeat. Monk, on the other hand, a little more tricky, because I think we'd have to, with the support ability, I think we'd have to take equip shield. Shields are really good, guys. Okay, we got their damage to 200. So we're getting them down. How much power are we taking on? 100. I would like him to heal me. Oh man, if he crits me, that's it. That's it. Let's just hope he doesn't. And I'm hoping that he... There we go. was supposed to say, come on, man, don't you want to heal me? So we're definitely, this is a little bit more gimmicky than we've been doing as far as our builds here. Could the Paladin build work here? Maybe. This guy, these Tiamats though, they just do so much damage. And then the Black Chocobo, that is something okay, we'll be fine. Poof, Mana Shield. Really comes in handy here. I think we could have maybe gotten away with not using Mana Shield, maybe gone with Reflex again, but I kind of want to change it up, and I'm glad this works out because we're kind of like a rogue knight now, or like a bandit knight with our charm effect. Let's keep nuking your damage, 72, okay. I think we're in a pretty good position to, let's hit him one more time, just to be extra shit safe. Ouch, okay, that hurt. Gonna go through our Mana Shield. That makes me nervous every time I see that coming for us. And then I think we can just swing away. I think it's GG for him. Unless for whatever godforsaken reason our Mana Shield doesn't eat that. Oh, baby. It's over, I think. Oh. Yes. Challenge complete. Now there is Midlight Steep. And there are a lot of encounters, like there's another Tiamat encounter in Midlight Steep, but honestly when it comes to Midlight Steep, the aesthetic of it, just being dark, I don't think that'd be like, I don't know, that just doesn't seem very appealing to me. And honestly, that Monster Blitz, if we could beat that solo with our Paladin, I think we could easily defeat anything in there with our same rules. Or actually, I feel like we would break our equipment rule for Midlight Steep, because Midlight Steep is where you get all that rare equipment. So I feel like it would only feel right that we take something like the Chaos Blade, and that would be like a nice way to curve those battles in our favor. Really, like again, I already think we could beat them without the self nerfs, but having the rare equipment in those fights would be too easy, in my opinion, too easy. But that is the solo night challenge, guys. I think we did a pretty dang good job as far as the rules we had in place there. And as far as other jobs, maybe Archer, maybe Monk. I like that the Monster Blitz, again, the last one and this one, really had us digging around in the sandbox of Final Fantasy Tactics, because honestly, the game itself, as far as encounters, they don't challenge you too much. You have to be like a crazy person like I am, where you make your own challenge to really kind of explore almost a sandbox to its full extent. But hopefully you guys enjoyed our little bonus series here. If you're in the States, it's Thanksgiving week, so kind of taking off the rest of the week. Gonna spend some time with some family, eat some turkey. So if you're in the States, I hope you guys enjoy as well, and let me know what games you're going to be playing, because it's kind of a good time where, you know, most people have off work, they're going to sit down and play some games. I think I'm running through, I'm going to start up the Witcher 3 again, I don't know, just getting an itch to play that game again. But let me know how you guys enjoyed the series and what you're going to be playing this weekend, and I will see you next week. Peace, and take care.